What are you implying, Henry?
Why don't you shut it down? He's still alive. You want me to shut down while he's still alive?
God is for men who have no use for freedom. I started in the theater in Cleveland in 1963. My father and mother were waiting to go to the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis. They were members of that company, and they were doing a play there, and I think that's the reason I got the job, basically. I had left college without getting a degree. I was sort of allergic to higher education. You know, I was this suburban white kid. I had no politic. I didn't know squat about anything. My father had cut a little squib out of the New York Times, it was at the bottom of a column, that there was a theater that was going to tour the South, and they were looking for actors and directors. So he said, why don't you go down there? There's, you know, it's a chance to work in the theater. I went down, auditioned. They gave me the job of directing Waiting for Godot and being in both Godot and the other play, which was Ossie Davis's Pearly Victorious.
I seen what was in that big box. I bought it, all of it, for you.
For me?
Of course. I told you.
Got off the plane in New Orleans, was met by the head of the theater, a guy named John O'Neill, and another guy named Gil Moses. Both of them black. Both of them had been in the South the year before. They had done one season they did a play called In White America, which was a really powerful piece. And it went so well that they got the money to continue this and to do these two plays, sponsored basically by the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC, playing in towns where SNCC had a freedom house. And John's idea was that as people in the South finally got a chance to exercise their civil right of voting, that they should experience what it was to participate in the culture that they were entering and express themselves, and to realize that there was an interface between white Western culture and who they were, and that there was a law that protected their right to vote, and it was going to make a difference. And that was the key. The key was convincing them that it did make a difference, that their voice counted, which was partially the idea of doing these plays. Your voice is the same voice as the voice that's being raised on the stage. Fairly simple exercise, but which threatened the power structure of the South to such a degree that they would wind up killing
the invasion of the civil rights workers has been official. There have been, for example, 5 church burnings in the past dozen days. All the churches were Negro churches. None of the fires of accidental origin, no arrests. This is one of them, the Mount Zion Church near Philadelphia. The fire here brought Cheney, Goodman, and Schwerner up from Meridian to investigate into the dark lowlands of Neshoba County.
You know, it's amazing how oblivious even today one can be. Conditions that exist somewhere else in the country that negatively impact a whole community of people. It was so bad in the South that President Johnson told the governor of Mississippi, if any acts of violence occur, I'm going to declare martial law in the South, and I'm going to send in the army, and then you people can figure out what you're going to do, because this can't happen anymore. He knew that. We played all over the South, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, and finally took it to New York, played at the New School. We were actually opening the play at the New School when I was approached by 2 large men who announced that they were FBI agents and that John O'Neill was wanted for draft evasion, and as soon as he arrived at the theater, they were going to arrest him. I said, hey guys, look, geez, it's opening night. A lot of it's going to be a full house. I had this extraordinary experience of people dedicated to making a difference and doing whatever it took nonviolently to make this country truly the democracy that it ought to be and has never been and isn't. Still to this day, maybe less so now than even back then.
I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of being tired. We're gonna get what we want. We're gonna get what we want.
The movement of millennials and the movement of people who now understand that it's up to us to take our democracy back. People on the outside who are saying it's not working. But now although that's really interesting. Black Lives Matter is the movement of the moment. They have a platform. Do you ever hear about that platform? Do you ever hear about that agenda? Do you ever hear about what Black Lives? No, it's not covered. They know, if you want to kill them, don't give them any light at all. Give them no exposure at all. Keep them completely distracted